Today I'm going to show you how to use our infrared smoker roaster, and then I'm going to show you how to make some of our favorite recipes. So the first step is to take the Radiant drip tray and place it on the grill. The great thing about the Radiant drip tray is that it's going to collect all the grease and drippings from your foods as you cook it low and slow. It's also going to protect your grill from all that greasy mess. Next, you're going to take the roasting rack and you're going to place it over the back of the grill. Right there. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn it down to medium. We're going to preheat it for about 10 minutes or so. While we're waiting for it to preheat, I'm actually going to get our first recipe ready, which is our roasted chicken. So I have a beautiful whole chicken right here. And a lot of times when you think about doing chicken on the grill, you're going to think about a rotisserie accessory. But in this case, our infrared smoker roaster completely replaces that. So you do not have any of those other moving parts. You don't need to have power on your grill. You can actually just use our infrared smoker roaster. That's it. So what I've done with my chicken here is I've coated it with some canola oil, just a little bit, just brush it all over the chicken and give it a nice rub. Then I'm just going to take a little bit of salt and pepper and sprinkle it all over the chicken, both sides. And you want to make sure that the chicken is just nicely coated with all those spices. The other thing I'm going to do with our chicken here is I'm going to actually stuff it with some aromatics. That's going to give it a little bit more flavor as it cooks and roasts on the grill. I'm actually using some fennel to stuff my chicken right here. Fennel is a delicious bulb that actually has a nice licorice flavor. I'm also going to add some fresh parsley, some parsley stems, as well as some fresh thyme and rosemary. And again, like I said, it's just going to perfume the chicken as we're cooking and give it a wonderful little extra flavor. Finally, some fresh garlic cloves. And that's all there is to it. You're ready to go with your chicken. Like I said, it's going to take about 10 minutes for the grill to preheat. Once it's ready to go, you're just going to go ahead and put the chicken directly on the roasting rack. When you put the chicken on the grill, you want to make sure and leave the legs open. You can just kind of press them out gently, just so that the heat is going to penetrate the thigh and the breast much better. Usually when you do a roast chicken, you just think about trussing it up, but in this case, you want to leave it open, and that's going to give you a beautiful golden, crispy skin, as well as make sure that that infrared heat can really penetrate into the chicken. It's going to take about 2 hours or so to roast our chicken. We are going to turn it down to low. Make sure, as I said, to only use your smoker roaster accessory on low heat, because that's going to give you the optimal temperature for roasting the chicken, roughly around 250 to 300 degrees. After about 2 hours, we're going to check it, and you're going to see how delicious, juicy, and wonderful it is, and I'm going to show you how to tell that the chicken's done. So our chicken has been on the grill for about 2 hours now, and so it is just about done. How do we know it's done? We can check its internal temperature. That's always the most effective and most precise way to tell when food is done. In this case, I have a digital remote thermometer that I put into my chicken, and it's telling me that I'm just about right at about 160 degrees, which is the ideal temperature to pull a smoked or roasted chicken. So I'm going to go ahead and pull out my probe and set that aside, and then I'm going to go ahead and lift off my chicken using some nice tongs. You want to let your meat rest for about 10 to 15 minutes or so before you actually carve into it. So while we wait for just a few minutes, let me tell you some other ways to tell when food is done, especially a chicken. In this case, you can see that the thighs are actually starting to pull away from the breast, and you can easily twist off the wings. As soon as the chicken's a little cooler, you can kind of see, look at that, I pulled out the bone just like that. I'm going to go ahead and cut into my chicken right now just to show you how juicy it is. But again, when you're at home, you want to wait just about 10 minutes or so, maybe 15, before you cut into that chicken. And you could start to see some of that juice coming out of the side here. I'm going to cut a little bit into the breast. And then start to cut into one of the legs here. And look at all that juice. See how easy that was? That's all there is to it to make a roasted chicken on your TEC grill using our smoker roaster accessory.